This is chapter 4. The Tao is an empty vessel. It is used but never filled. O unfathomable source of 10,000 things. Blunt the sharpness, untangle the knot, soften the glare, merge with dust. O hidden, deep, but ever present, I do not know from whence it comes. It is the forefather of the ancestors. And I don't know if you're familiar at all with Bruce Lee. He's probably a little bit ahead of your time. But this guy, tiny little guy, Chinese guy, but his whole body, through his self-discipline and control and practice, but it wasn't just the physical workout, it was his mentality. And his mentality was in this idea of this oneness. And later with George Lucas and Star Wars and other, they're really tapping into this sort of Taoistic or Eastern pantheistic way of thinking, of tapping into the energy and the source of the universe and realizing you're a part of that. And this was part of Bruce Lee's thing. And you can Google him on YouTube. There's a couple good ones. One is called like Be Like Water, and maybe I'll show that. And another is Be Like Dirt, Be Like the Dust. And in fact, let me see if I can pull that one up real quick. And I'll try to find the Tao that's water is the highest good.
I had a question. How did they practice being consistent with all is one and acknowledging that? I don't know. I just I mean, it's an interesting concept of their understanding of, you know, the world of illusion and how they can interact with it, but how are they able to like practice themselves to where, or condition themselves to where they know which is which?
Let me put it in Christian terms for you. I think that might help. It's to me, it's kind of like the same tension that we see in Christianity between the ideas of abiding and striving. This idea that we're signed, sealed, delivered. There's nothing we can do to be more at peace, to be more in right relationship with God, or to lose our salvation, right? That is the work of God, the work of Christ, and we're there. So that's that abiding piece where we're supposed to rest in the finished work of Christ. We're not supposed to add to it. We're not supposed to try to diminish it, like by trying to add, like, well, Jesus, I think you got me almost saved, but I need to take care of these last few little things. No, it's that complete, abiding, signed, sealed, delivered. And to me, that would be like the Taoist concept of being in that oneness, that desireless, that complete, perfect contentment place. But just like the Taoist, if you just sit around in this bliss consciousness state, nothing's going to be accomplished. And you might say, well, who cares? And that could be your attitude, right? Because in the end, it doesn't matter. But it can matter if you want it to. And that's the striving piece. And in Christianity, we are taught we're signed, sealed, delivered, but we're also taught we're in a race. We're like athletes, we're like warriors, we're to put on the whole armor of God, we're to take every thought captive, we're to guard our hearts and our mouths. And so there is this very active, practical part, but it's happening in this superimposement of the one where everything's accomplished. And so it's kind of like that already not yet sort of idea. And I think it would be very similar for a Taoist, with the exception that they're not looking for their hope or salvation in a savior or a messiah or something like that. They're simply trying to tap in personally into that oneness. It becomes like a shift of mind or mental awareness. Like that of a little child again, right? We're back to that theme. You're getting rid of all these constructs and templates, and you're actually engaging the world directly again for the first time, without judgment, without prejudice, without those sorts of things.